Moving on to the electoral law changes, proposed electoral law changes, what is the update on that?
Okay, so with regards to the electoral laws, just like the glitch, last year we had also been following up on it. And,
following up with who?
With the SG's office and the then AG. This is because we were being informed of cabinet decision to review these laws, not only electoral laws, I believe the other laws as well. So we had been following up on it up until to date. We have not received any feedback from it. So this is also for us, with the new Attorney General, there is hope there that this could be facilitated to at the earliest, given that 2026 or 2027 is the election year, so we need to amend these laws quickly.
And of course, we would not want to have a situation like the last time, where the amendments were rushed through so quickly that the public awareness campaigns were falling behind. And we had people, the real stakeholders, the people of this country, unaware of certain laws coming in.
Yes, of course, Vijay. There is a lot of repercussion to this. When we rush it first, our stakeholders, they get confused because they are the end users that need to adhere to these laws. So we saw what had happened in the previous general election. We do not want that to be a reoccurrence for the next general election. So that is why we've also been following up on these electoral reviews as well.
You are an independent office holder. Then you are relying on Attorney General and Solicitor General to also act in relation to certain things. And then you, in that 17, you also had the former Attorney General as one of the people who had a complaint, the one that was referred by you to FICAC. Was that an awkward situation? How good was your communication?
From my end, it was a good communication, but from their end, I think action speaks louder than word at this stage. But then again, we are in a professional field, and we are custodian of the law, so no one is above the law. And when we receive complaints that there could be a probable breach to your actions, we refer it, and then we continue to maintain that professional way. And so from our end, it has always been professional.
So the only issue for you is there's no action coming through based on the changes that you want.
Yes, but like I said, there's a light at the end of the tunnel today, so hopefully we get some positive feedback.
A lot of pressure on the new Attorney General there. Now, will changes be proposed for the declaration of assets and liabilities of parties, officials and candidates? I asked the question because I actually pushed for this to be included when the laws were being made. That there needs to be proper accountability if people want to stand for office, to represent the people of this country. And one of the things, it came through. And then in 2014 and 2018, the assets and liabilities of everyone in parties were being published after they were submitted. Then we had a change of law before the 2022 elections. This is one of the rushed laws, I would say, under Standing Order 51, where part of the laws was you do not have to publish anymore, and if anyone wants to go and check it, you have to go and pay for it, and you cannot take any photos of it, you cannot pay for printouts, you can only look at it. Why such a dangerous change?
Well, prior to that amendment, there was actually an opportunity for stakeholders to come and check. And then the amendment happened, and so for us, there is actually a review that is coming up. So this could be an opportunity for the stakeholders to make submissions on it. And for us at the Fijian Elections Office, we are now at a stage of having that collaboration with our stakeholders. So that would be a good opportunity for the stakeholders to raise this concern and reflect it in the proposed amendments.
Do you believe it should be published?
Well, I could believe anything, but then I'll give it back to the stakeholders. For us, we are just custodian of the law, and if there is a push from stakeholders, we will gladly facilitate.
So when will this proposed change be worked on as far as consultations are concerned?
Well, now that we have the new Attorney General, hopefully the Solicitor General gets going with these amendments to not only our electoral laws, but the other laws in general as well. So that is something that
So you've asked for it already? How
we
long?
have actually been following up last year when we were being informed around March that there was a decision on the amendments to the laws, electoral laws.
So more than 1 year, nothing.
Just like the glitch.
We like glitching in our actions too now. It's quite worrying because the people of Fiji are getting concerned.
True.
Because we're talking about elections being held, we're talking about local government elections being held, and we better not be falling as we're going to the try line, so to speak. Issue about opinion polls. There were several restrictions put on opinion polls before the last elections. What's happening with that?
So yes, there was actually a proposal and then a amendment. So the stakeholders that are listening in might be wondering what are these two talking about. So Section 110 of the Electoral Act, it had introduced that people who had intended to publish opinion polls, survey, or even research were to comply with certain guidelines issued by the Electoral Commission that they see, probably that they deem fit, that it was in line of having a fair election. And so the Multinational Observer Group had also picked up on this opinion poll in their 2022 General Election Report. And they had actually said, I'll just quote what they said, they had observed that this section, the one that we are talking about, had raised considerable concerns from the civil society organizations, the universities, and the media organization. And they also observed that these stakeholders perceived the legislative amendments as seeking to restrain their participation in the electoral environment. So the MOG had recognized that the public opinion polls, they play an important role. And so for the FEO, we know that it's part of a recommendation from MOG, so we will also be considering it in these amendments to the electoral laws as well.
So if we have the local government elections, will the media be allowed to do polls?
At this stage, we have not received the commencement date for the Local Government Act, but we also have a regulation. So the regulation, it will reflect the processes with regards to provisions on conducting the local government election. Now, as it stands, this is an existing law. The regulation needs to reflect what is in the existing law. So then again, that's where we had been, since last year, been pushing for these electoral laws, so that fear from the general election does not penetrate to the local government election. So we are positive that with this current new AG, there's probably going to be a change in all these things that are pending.
I have another one in relation to the laws again. What is your stand on the additional powers that was given to the supervisor of elections, which included the powers to search offices for documents relating to electoral matters before the 2022 general elections. That was like when this came out, we were questioning why the duplication. You already have FICAC as the investigating arm already, and then a new law that was rushed through under Standing Order 51 in Parliament required, like even the media organizations, to surrender any documents, or search will be conducted if the supervisor of elections felt that. You have those powers right now, right? Do you want to still hold on to those powers?
Actually, when we look at these powers, some of it are relevant, some are not. In this case, this section 6, it expands the powers of the supervisor of elections. So the multinational observer group, they had also recommended on having this looked at and changed. And that is something that we will also be looking at, because right now, even though the powers is there, it's not been actioned. So if it is a redundant provision, then it's better we go back to the old electoral law where it did not even factor in these provisions.